This is the all-new 6th generation BMW 3 Series, and this particular model is the new 328i. What's different about this model is instead of the usual 6-cylinder engine that we've been finding under the hood of 3 Series for ages and ages and ages, this BMW's all-new direct injection twin-power turbo 4-cylinder engine in it. Let's hop in and take a look. BMW has used 4-cylinder engines in the past, but this is the first time in a long time that a 4-cylinder engine has made it under the hood of a US-bound sedan. In the 328i, we get the twin-power turbo 2-liter engine. It's direct injection, produces 240 horsepower and 255 pound-feet of torque. Now, twin power refers to the turbo unit. It doesn't actually mean that there are 2 turbos in this car. There's still only 1 turbo, except that that 1 turbo has 2 inlets into the turbine. That's on the exhaust side of the turbo. There are actually 2 different inlets on there, which helps the turbo spool up faster and helps it act more like a twin turbo setup, a little bit more optimized than your regular single turbo. The old 3 Series was a little cramped in the rear, but this new 3 Series has grown fairly considerably over the previous generation. And that comes into play back here in the rear seat. This front seat's adjusted for me at 6 feet tall, and as you can see, I have a decent amount of legroom left. I also have a decent amount of headroom, which makes this vehicle fairly accommodating for larger drivers as well as larger passengers. Here in the back we have a fairly nice center armrest with, of course, really decent cup holders, especially for a European sedan. But that isn't what's interesting back here. We actually have a 40-20-40 folding rear seat. This is the 20 portion, and you can see it actually allows for a very large opening, much larger than your typical ski pass-through. That makes this a decent amount more convenient than a regular sedan with just a sort of a 60-40 folding seat with a ski pass-through. If you need that extra room, you can, however, fold down the other side, the other 40% on either side if you want. However, you can't fold down the driver's side without folding down the middle seat as well. As you would expect with a sedan that's grown over last year, cargo carrying capacity is up in the 3 Series as well. We have an additional cubic foot back here, and this is the largest size roller bag that'll carry on a domestic flight. As you can see, you can actually fit quite a number of them here inside the 3 Series trunk. Of course, that also means that we must now see how a journalist fits in the trunk. The answer, of course, is other than the entry here being a little bit small, the trunk is fairly roomy and fairly nicely finished. Our particular 3 Series is the luxury line model, which means we don't get any weird red plastic or any other carbon fiber things going on inside. Instead, we have the classic wood trim